Okay, let's go ahead and get started so we can respect everyone's time. Thank you so much for everybody who is here today and will check in later on the replay. I know some people can't make it in real time. Totally fine. That's why we record. So thank you, everyone. Excited to hear updates from all of you. I know some of you are already there and working. Some of you are preparing shipments. So let's start with kind of a status report. Hey, Lexi, I'll start with you.
Hi, good afternoon. I'm Lexi with the American Logistics Aid Network. We're currently working on a few requests,
Okay.
primarily first mile assistance. One is within the Northeast region, trying to find some warehouse space. And we're waiting on more details for a first mile move that will be originating in Pennsylvania and going to Kentucky before movement to Florida, before movement to Venezuela. Those are the primary requests that we're working on right now.
And is that what kind of aid is it? Is it, I assume it's ocean container type stuff that's more of a will be arriving in a few weeks, so it's probably not necessarily kits and things like that, but maybe some secondary supplies. Is that correct?
I believe so. The warehouse in the Northeast region, they are doing collection drives throughout the city, New York City. So they need a place to aggregate all of those donations, sort and pack before they move everything. I think their initial plan was to fly those supplies in. I'm not sure if that's changed or not. And the other request, I'm not sure if that's going via air or ocean. I don't think they know that yet either.
Okay. So you're looking for a warehouse, and then for the second shipment, what are you looking for?
For it will be first mile transportation
Mhm.
from Pennsylvania to Kentucky. But like I said, that they're still working on everything on that
Okay.
one too.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. Thank you.
Mhm.
So Alan, in case you're not familiar, let me put their website in chat. Alan primarily helps get things, as Lexi said, first mile out of the US to a port, and then on. So this is typically logistics companies or trucking companies or warehouses that donate their services so that that part of the aid is taken care of and then it can get overseas. Because, as we all know, sometimes just getting it across the US could be the most expensive part of it. Um, so thank you, Lexi. Thanks for all your team is doing. Hi, James. How are you? What is Healing Hands up to right now?
Hi, Christy. We are, I guess, kind of doing four things. I've kind of been the currently is one, we're working to help ship. This is in partnership with a smaller nonprofit that's based in Nashville, but then they've got teams that have ongoing in Venezuela of shipping a limited amount of relief supplies in the U.S. And this has been pretty expensive using a company called BYS Shipping, but we've used them in the past. It makes it all the way and so it's kind of a guaranteed, from our warehouse all the way to our consignee, and these are individual boxes, and we have been wanting to. We've got supplies in our warehouse that we could do an entire container, but we haven't gotten a quote um, from MX Shipping, which is our main shipping partner. Of
Okay.
Just kind of some questions there. So one has been shipping. Two, we've been helping purchase food and medicine, mattresses, kind of some essentials within the country and supplying them to victims in Caracas and Moran and LaGuardia. And then three is we're in the process of kind of creating a soup kitchen or two, but these are
Oh,
via food cart, so more of like a hot dog cart. And serving some families. We're trying to get about three of these things up and going, but right now we're just starting with one. And
sure.
that's a local um, hot dog cart, buying that locally. And then the fourth one that we're working on is exploring some trauma counseling opportunities. We've got some connections in Mexico and Honduras counselors, and so working to try to create some physical space, possibly in a few different church buildings, or looking at like play therapy tents that we can set up. And we found a spot. I think this morning someone told me that we had a spot that can be used, but being able to have a tent and then an inner room within that tent that people can have a safe, quiet, secure place
Yeah.
to connect and do kind of trauma counseling. And so those are our four things that we've been up to.
Awesome. All good things. For I have a couple questions for the trauma centers. Love to see that you're focusing on that. You talked about churches and tents. If somebody wants to offer business space or something like that, that's an additional space, is that something you're willing to consider also?
100%. I think part of our with our partners, we're a faith-based organization, and part
Yeah.
of our partners have been a lot of churches and kind of
Yep.
wanting to um, establish relationships there, but they're open. Some of these the church buildings were completely destroyed, and so they're open for whatever business space or whatever space that is available, but looking
Yeah.
at limited resources and also looking at the longevity of something. Um, but yeah, they would be open to whatever spaces that are available.
Okay, awesome. And then this had been a previous question that had come up before. You're talking about also buying some supplies in country, which is awesome. How are you finding that process? What are you finding as far as availability, pricing, all of those kinds of things for those who may be interested in doing something similar?
Yeah, so we've been able to find food items. I've got a list of different medical items um, that we've got a partner that has a cousin that has a medical supplier that's in country, and we sent them a long list because I'd gotten a request list and we matched those. But then since then, the person that requested those supplies has ghosted me, and so which we'd be willing to buy, and we have that. The pricing has been this is it's all depending on the amount that has been the quantity that's there, um, and that's for both medical and food. One of our challenges that we've kind of come up with is getting money into the country. Most of that
Sure.
has been through Zelle, and then there's been a kind of a few, I think you call them Hawala systems, right? Of you give money to somebody here in the States, and then they call their cousin and they give money in country to the person that you want, taking a small fee. And so then nothing is recorded. Money stays within these countries, but
Mm.
and so that's been smaller amounts. Today I'm going to have a meeting with one of our partners and basically ask what's the limit for this,
Yeah.
because these have all been in the hundreds and low thousands,
Sure.
and I'm going to ask, hey, is 30,000, is that going to be too much or not? As well as the other way that we've been able to get funds in is going through Colombia and through Cucata, and that's been an easier means to get funds in to pay for these items.
Awesome. Would you be okay sharing both about kind of your in-country experience and your updated needs list in the WhatsApp group with everybody?
Yes,
Okay.
and I can do that. It may take me a little bit. This is an
Sure.
interesting thing of we're working with a lot of different partners that are
Yeah.
newer partners, and they've been good. But a lot of times we have our own either our own employees or our own partners that are
Sure.
on the ground. And so these have been mostly new. And so having all that information is not going to be as succinct as what I would like. Even, yeah, I realized I didn't actually answer your question of what is the cost of the food items that we're getting because I realized, oh, I don't have that right now, or I
Yeah.
should have that. So my bad.
Totally fine. That is a consistency that we're hearing is we're treating Venezuela like which is different than how we usually treat our response. That's been even from some of the larger organizations that I've talked to, they're like, this is a different kind of thing. So your experience sounds similar. So we're all in the same boat there. Let's see. Hi, Fernando. Thank you for joining us. Um, let's see here. Juan, how are you? Juan, are you able to speak?
Hi. Yes.
Hi,
How are you?
I'm good. It's good to hear you. How are things going?
Well, it's a little bit complex. So far, first, thanks to everyone. It has been great. All the support that we have received from all over the world. Even though it has been difficult sometimes to get some humanitarian aid, depending of the NGO who is receiving the cargo here in Venezuela. Shouldn't be like that, but it happens. Some embassies are in the middle. U.S. embassy is in the middle, and some great NGOs are as well, and they are able to get the shipments into the country without paying duties and taxes and complying with all the legal regulations regarding permits and licenses that are required in some cases. As I was hearing, yes, the sending money into Venezuela is not easy if you don't know how to do it. Our banking system is still not connected to SWIFT, so we cannot receive a wire transfer in a regular way. There are other like alternatives. Um, some of them are even with cryptocurrencies like USDT through Binance, or even Western Union is an option. There is some Western Union's offices representative here that can receive the money as well, depending of the traceability that you require, taking into the consideration the internal rules of every organization. Okay, in some cases, what happened here is that we have a dual rate of exchange. So if you send it in a like control way, it will be less money here. If you send it in a side way, then you will have more money to spend. So probably it's not like the best option. But if you have to comply with some regulations, that you have to do it this way. Uh, we received an email today that La Guaira port is going to be reopening progressively. It was working only for humanitarian aid, but now it's going to be open for all the commercial side. Okay, so it will be easier to bring shipments into the zero zone, which is La Guaira. The airport, even that the landing stripe is not the biggest issue that I thought it was. Some of the internal infrastructure of the airport, it will take a few weeks to be repaired. So they are saying that maybe at the end of August it will be fully operational. We will have to check on that. I am not sure when it's going to happen. Further than that, well, everybody's like adjusting. Some of the people has been moved. Some of them were in the parks and some other areas in the cities. Now they are in the schools as well. But honestly, there is not enough building power to sustain all these people. I don't even know how is the real number of the people that is without houses. Even some of our employees don't have a house today. So it's a hard situation for many families. Many people still lost, um, and just to give you an example, we are going with my family to a club in La Guaira area, and I spoke with one of the directors today, and he told me that they still have 40 people that are missing. So it's still too soon to know, the real affectation of these earthquakes. But day by day, I think that the things are getting together, and in some way, they're better canalized regarding resources and the aid that is being received by the people.
Yeah. Okay. And then how is your company doing? How is your team? How is your family?
Thanks. Well, some of our, like associates in La Guaira passed away with the earthquake, unfortunately. In some cases, some of their families as well. It has been, if the people was in that area, it's difficult if you don't have somebody that is missing. It's a lot of people that pass away at the same time, very, very fast. So regarding our infrastructure, for example, our La Guaira office, we still cannot go into the mall because it's in a mall with many offices and stores, but appears to be in a good structural condition. We are waiting for the proper surveys to verify this, but some buildings around are no longer there. So
Okay.
is yeah, that is the situation we have.
Okay.
Only
And
in
then,
Aguada Cabello as well. We have employees that lost their houses.
sure.
The affectation is not only in La Guaira. In some areas were affected as well.
Yes. And then, kind of similarly to what I asked James, how are you finding like availability of needed items within the country?
Yeah, we have not seen a breakthrough in the inventory, at least not here, because it's you know I know it's very very sad situation what is being lived in La Guaira, but if you look at the country, it might represent 1 point something percent of the total consumption.
Wow.
So we can bring products from other areas into La Guaira if required. We are not seeing a shortage of the products in the supermarkets and things like that. It's not. I think that our own industry is supporting the local consumption even with this situation. What I am really concerned about is the pharma sector. The pharma sector imports a lot of medications from all over the world. But the main point of entry is Maiquetía, is this CCS airport, which is closed right now. And the other alternative airports are very small and they are not having enough capacity to cover this importation in a proper way. So if this demand continues for a few months, then we will start seeing some products, lacking in the market. But so far, we are not seeing that. Thanks a lot.
Okay. Um, and then do you have any updated, like anything you're witnessing as far as when people are putting together like what they may consider shipping down, any kind of obviously medical supplies, things like that, always a big need. Is there anything else that you're witnessing that you want to highlight?
Well, I have to say that we are seeing many kitchens all over La Guaira area and Caracas area that has been now financed by some NGOs, and they are doing a great job delivering foods to all these points, which are already identified for the people that is lacking of their houses and things like that. The gathering points are becoming, like less every day because it was very disordered at
Sure.
the beginning. Everybody wants to give something, but you have like 1,000 different places, and then they didn't know what to do with the things. So we saw mountains of clothes in some areas, some foods that were delivered to points that were already complete with the foods and things like that. And now this is more organized, if I have to
Sure.
be objective in that sense, which I like. We are trying to recommend people to donate money, not things, to the proper NGOs that are already on the ground, because they will do a better use of the resources that we can provide only giving foods or any other things.
Sure.
So
Okay.
this is what I'm seeing, here. I hope it keeps going like this because it will take a long time, to support these people. But I think we have to keep this in the mind of everybody, at least here, so they take it like something that we have to be solid. We have solidarity with our own, people.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much for being able to join and all of your comments as well. Super helpful. Thank you. Um, all right. Emily, are you able to speak?
Hi, how are you?
Hi, good.
This is Emily Umble with Brothers Brother Foundation. We're headquartered in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So we're currently we're in the process. Actually, one of our shipments is leaving tomorrow from our warehouse.
Wonderful.
Through another U.S.-based partner, we're sending 14 pallets of disaster response kits and some requested durable medical equipment. So that will go on a 20-foot ocean-going container directly to Venezuela from Pittsburgh. We have also partnered with a medical association in Venezuela to fund the purchase of medicines and medical supplies in country.
Terrific. Thank you. And is Venezuela somewhere you were working before, or is this a new effort for you?
So we are not based in Venezuela, but one of our programs is disaster response, and so we go where it's needed. So I would say we probably do have a history of working in Venezuela, but on a disaster response basis.
Sure.
Mhm.
And then is there anything you've learned in this process? As I mentioned earlier with James, everybody's kind of like, well, this is kind of how different than how we've done it before. So we'll also take any lessons learned from the community as well.
I would just say we've had to be extremely flexible. I would say the supplies that we've been wanting to ship has been alternating back and forth between air shipment and container shipment.
Yeah.
It just changed this morning from being an air shipment to being a container shipment. So we're just going with the flow and trying to get it there as efficiently as possible. But yeah, that's as much as I can really share at this point.
Yeah, I feel like that's just the key to being good at disaster response in general is flexibility too. So absolutely. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it.
You're
Uh,
welcome. Thank you.
Claudio, are you able to speak? Claudio? If not, it's okay. Maria Teresa? Okay. Luisa, I see you and Fernando have been talking in the chat. You want to catch us up a little bit there?
Hi everyone. Thank you, Christine. Yes, well, the mostly I've been translating for him what you guys have been saying. So it's basically that translation. And his response is that if anyone is willing to send anything from Mexico, he's up to support with the Mexican chamber, the Mexican Venezuelan chamber. So yeah, he's just willing to support in any way that he can.
Perfect. Yes, and I believe it's in Mexico City. Yeah.
Yeah, he's in Mexico City.
All right. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much, Fernando. Appreciate you being here again. All right. Octavio, do you have you're on my team, Gozda's on my team, Luisa as well. Octavio, do you have anything to add or anything you'd like to say?
Hey, Christy. Hey,
Hi.
guys. Well, not really. I'm just here, like, catching up with the common efforts from everyone. So, if I find anything that I can help with comments or with any support, I will.
Awesome. Thank you. Appreciate it. Um, all right. I'm trying to think. Let's see. Tracy with lifting hands. I'm trying to think what's been happening since our last call behind the scenes that I wanted to catch everybody up on. So lifting hands based in Salt Lake City. Let me see. Clearly, I cannot do two things at once. So let me do this first. Okay. There's their website. They're outside of Salt Lake City. They have hygiene kits going to Global Empowerment Mission in Doral, Florida. And then Jem is going to take them on to their partners and their team in from Florida to I don't know if it's La Guaira or Caracas, um, one of the two, but they will be going from there. Tracy is also working with Convoy of Hope. She was able to get some mattresses donated, different sizes. Those will obviously be, right now, people are sleeping in all kinds of conditions. So those will be something that will be needed soon as well. So she's working with Convoy of Hope, who's based in St. Louis, I believe it is. And so they will be getting those together down to Venezuela before too long as well. So I think those are a few of the things I know of. I believe Helping Hands for Relief Development. I think I got that right, but let's see. They're also working on, they have a couple of shipments that are already on the way. And those will be going down, or if they're not already arrived, then they will be arriving soon, but they have been working on several containers as well. So those are a few of the people that I have been in touch with. Thank you, Maria Teresa. I appreciate it. Madrid is very hot. I saw in the news Spain is experiencing wildfires as well. So I hope you and your team there are okay too. Lots going on all over, but I appreciate everybody who can be here. I think that is all of the updates I have that I'm aware of behind the scenes. As we talked about last time, if you are collecting any goods, then what I've been continuously hearing from various organizations is that kits are in big need right now, just so they can be quickly handed out and distributed to people. So hygiene kits, food kits, was mentioned relief kits as well. So if you're talking to anybody who wants to collect or put together items to go down, then those would be great in high need. Those have been a big focus this time, for sure, for probably a longer time than has been normal for some of the other disasters. And then, as we talked about money, of course, going directly to people and to organizations, that is the quickest thing to get there. So thank you both, Juan and James, for highlighting that and for talking about your experience. And then the other thing I wanted to mention is, of course, we do have, hopefully you're all in there, we have the Leveraging Logistics for Venezuela WhatsApp group. So, one of the things that our communities do so well is just sharing information that other people might be interested in, what's working, what's not working. So if you have updated needs list, if you're like, we tried this and it didn't work, or we found that this happened, or somebody had put in, we couldn't go this route that we were expecting to go to because of a closure, then any of those things that you're willing to share with others would be really appreciated so that we can continue, that everybody gets their best effort and is able to get aid to where it needs to go. So resource sharing is a huge deal, and we appreciate that. Let me also I put this in the email. Logistics cluster out of Rome has this awesome link. Let me put this in chat. where you can also, when you click on this link, one of the first button in red that you'll see is physical access constraints. And so you can see what's closed, what's opening, what's blocked, all of those types of things that's in there. And then they have like somebody in that had previously been talking about connectivity issues. So they are also mapping that. So I wanted to make sure everybody had that link as well. But I think that is all I have and all I am aware of at this point. We will go ahead and set another meeting for next week while this is still a very active situation. But we are in the WhatsApp. We are available by email. Let me put an email in here for you for our team. So impact at Vector GL, that goes to me and to Gozda, leading our impact initiatives. So we're happy to answer questions or make connections or help however we can behind the scenes. But we're here for you, and we're grateful for all everybody is doing. Thank you for watching the replay if you weren't able to join live. And thank you to everybody who could be here today. And we'll see you either in WhatsApp or online, or in a meeting next week. But thank you all so much for what you're doing. It matters, it's important, it's hard, but it's necessary. So thank you so much. Have a great rest of your week, and we'll talk to you all soon. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Christy.
Bye.
You.
Thank you. Bye.